Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Man Cave Comedy Hour. We've got a great show for you tonight. We've got, oh my goodness, we got Jason Dixie here. We've got Mark Knope making a return visit, and Steve Sabo all right here. I want to remind everybody tuning in at home, please share the video tonight. Share it with everybody you know. Just click the little share in the corner there. And send it out there for all your friends to see. The more people that see this, the better it is for the talent that's here tonight. So, that being said, stand by. It's the Man Cave Comedy Hour. Live from Wauseon, Ohio. It's the Man Cave Comedy Hour. With your host, Jeff Lamb.
That's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. You kid, no respect from anyone.
On tonight's show, Jason Dixie, Mark Knope, and Steve Sabo.
Dave's not here.
It is showtime. It's an exciting time here at the old Man Cave. I'll tell you, I just want to check real quick. Do we have anybody in the house? Can we make some noise? I'll just show you what we got. Look at this group of people here. What a bunch of dirtbags. Look at this. Holy camole, I'll tell you. We have no security here, obviously. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Dixie is a rubber-faced comic actor from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's starred in many television ads and feature films. His comedy career spans the course of 20 years. Jason did his very first comedy show at the age of 16 years old. And after that show, he was hit by the comedy bug. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only, come on now, Jason Dixie, right here on the Man Cave.
Oh, we can do better than that. How you guys doing? All right, man, we're going to have some fun tonight, man. Have some fun tonight. Wow, that thing is heavy right there. Thank God I work out a little bit. Wow, that's really heavy. That's the heaviest one I've ever grabbed before. Oh, man, this is going to be a great time, man. Nice time, nice audience. Everybody got all their teeth. This is nice. Shoes are on. This is great. I'm not in Kentucky. This is nice. Nice crowd, nice audience, man. Let's jump into it, man. Did anybody see my film debut in the company of men? Sorry. No? Okay. Play it all over the world except here? Yeah. Don't worry, we're going somewhere. Did anybody see the movie The Dark Knight? Yes. Okay, the one with Heath Ledger. Yes. Okay, played the Joker. Okay. Did anybody see the guy in there that played the Harvey Dent character? Okay, he was Two-Face at the end of the movie, became Two-Face. His real name was Aaron Eckhart. That was the guy I co-starred with in The Company of Men.
Oh, yeah! That dude!
So the moral of the story is he's a big-time movie star, and I'm in Wauseon. Woo! Ohio. My career is on fire. It's great to be here, man. It's a nice room, man. It's nicely lit, man. I really like that, you know. Had a manager, had to fire this guy not too long ago because he's booking me in places I didn't want to be, like prison. Wish that was a joke. But I went and did it. So I got in like 5 or 10 minutes in my comedy act. Some big Mexican guy in the back of the room stood up. I guess he got upset with me. Yo, Holmes. USA. Yo, man, you're pretty funny. But we don't know you very well. Why don't you imitate somebody we know? Why don't you imitate Eddie Murphy? I said, look, man, I can't do Eddie Murphy, all right? I'm not going to try to do Eddie Murphy, all right? Forget you! He looked back at me, pulled out a knife made out of 2 plastic forks. You don't do no Eddie Murphy tonight? And me and a couple of my friends are going to mess you up. I look back at this dude, I said, really? Oh, really? I said, you crazy than a mother sucker. Man, I left there doing Eddie Murphy, man. I was doing Eddie Murphy movies. I was like, Shrek, where you going, Shrek? You said I'm going to have dragon babies? Hercules. You my new baby. So it's great to be here, man. Let's go somewhere else for a second, man. Let's talk about family. That's always fun to talk about, man. Family is always fun to talk about. How many people out here got a family member that gets on your last nerve? Clap if you got somebody in your family. It's like right here. She didn't even know until she was like, wait, you stop it right now. We all got it, right? We all got that one family member that come over to the house, and when they knock on the door, we hide like they're a Jehovah's Witness. Because they just want what? Money. You know, see? You know, man. I can't speak for y'all family, but I got a very dysfunctional family myself, actually. Very dysfunctional, ma'am, yes. I was actually talking to one of my dads on the way here. Take your time with that joke. Dad number 4. He just found out the day I do stand-up comedy, so I was real confident about the conversation when I called him, you know. Yeah, Dad, guess what? Yeah, boy knows what he's gonna be. Yeah, stand-up comedian. Yeah, tell you a joke. You like impressions? Oh, okay, I got one for you. Hello, my name is Forrest. Forrest Gump. You know, Mama always said, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I think Mama was wrong. I think life's more like a jar of jalapenos. Because what you do today may come back to burn your butt tomorrow. Yeah, right. I'm cracking up, man. Dad didn't find that too funny because my dad's big on education. You know, he all about education. So he was like, God dang, boy, what the heck you want to go and do that for? You mean to tell me you gonna go and waste 10 years of high school to do that? Thanks for getting that. Appreciate y'all. It was only 4 years of high school, as you know. But I was an overachiever. It's great to be here. Actually, my dad does know what I do as a comic. That's what we do as comics. We stretch out the stories a little bit. That's what gives them their funny sometimes. You know, people always ask me, Jason, where'd you get all your talent to be a comic and an actor? Well, actually, talent runs in my family. My father used to be a big-time entertainer when I was coming up, ma'am. Yeah. He used to be a magician. Yes. Yeah, he disappeared when I was 2 years old. Ain't seen him since. It's great to be here. Had a cool mom coming up, though. Had a cool mom. Anybody have a cool mom or had a cool mom? Yeah. Anybody have a short mom? Short? Yeah, a few people back here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. My mom was real short, man. Was your mom short, ma'am? Yeah, real short too? Yeah. My mom was like a little hobbit. She was about like that tall off the ground. Yeah. My mom was so short you can see her feet on her driver's license. Take your time with that joke, too. It's a thinker. Yeah. Grandma took me to church a lot as a kid coming up, man. Any church-going people out tonight? Church-going people? Woo! Yeah. All right, 5 people. All right, woo! Any Catholics in the house? Catholics? Yeah. It's weird in a Catholic church, isn't it, ma'am? I did not know. I went not too long ago. I did not know that you guys pray in 3 different ways at a Catholic church. 1 minute you're standing, then you're sitting, then you're down on your knees. You know what I'm talking about. Then you're back up again. I lost 10 darn pounds in a Catholic church. I didn't know he was doing Catholic aerobics up in here. It's nuts. You know. I didn't know what was going on, man. And the priest was like 70, 80 years old, you know, and he had that thing with the incense, man, between his legs. And he scared the mess out of me, man. I mean, I didn't know he was going to bless me or pass out on top of me. I was scared, man. Just walking. Right? Like, get away from me. I like it though, because they give you a schedule when you walk in the door, and that way that schedule is on paper is a way to get you in and get you out. Anybody been to a Baptist church in here though? Woo, man, man, it's serious up in there, isn't it? For the people that haven't been, besides me and this lady right here and this guy, man, if you ever go, man, make sure you take more than a Bible. Pack a lunch. Because you're going to be in there for a while. Yeah. We got a picture of Jesus on the wall at my church. Look like he's praying. No, man, he's looking at his watch too. Be late for the Last Supper messing around with you people. Let's go. Went to church not too long ago with my grandmother, man. She, right before she passed away, that was pretty cool. She was a very funny lady. So we in church, pastor get done with his sermon that day. He asked any and everybody to raise their hand if they love doing sin. Nobody raised their hand that day except for grandma. I said, Grandma, didn't you hear what the pastor said? He said, raise your hand if you love doing sin. She looked back at me and said, oh, baby, I thought he said, raise your hand if you love drinking gin. Grandma didn't know. Nuts, man. Let's talk about something else for a second, man. I got a 20-year-old myself now. Believe it or not, he'll be 21 on February 15th. I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, no, right? Yeah. Anybody got kids out there? Round of applause? Got kids? Yeah? I say if you got them, beat them.
Amen.
Because I'm pro belt, man. Anybody else besides me pro belt? You know what we should do? We should get out here right now and go whoop some kids' butts in Wasion, man. What y'all say? Y'all down? Yeah. They ain't got to be your kids. Get some stress off our chest, man. Y'all can agree with this or not. Just my own personal opinion, man. But this, you can agree with this or not. Man, I think that the government now has their hands in too much of us raising our own children. Yeah. Don't they, bro? They tell you what you can do and what you can't do to your own kids, man. Government say, don't you hit them, don't you spank them. You give them time out. It works. Does that work for real for you guys?
No.
Sit the kid to the corner for 5 or 10 minutes. They come back out more wackier than they were before. Yeah, we had time out though, didn't we, ma'am? Yeah, it was a little different. Yes, it was called being unconscious. Those were the good old days, right? That's right, when they knock you out and give you time to get up. That is a time out. Right there. Nuts, man. And my grandmother had, when she was living, she had some of the biggest hands you ever want to see on a woman. They were bigger than mine. You ever hit in the center of your back when you was little that you had the sound knocked out of you? You know what I'm talking about? Shut up! Shut up before I give you something to cry about. Remember that stupid saying? That was the stupidest saying in the world. Oh, remember this one right here? This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna... Bull crap. You ain't crying afterwards. We are. Stupid stuff, man. Nuts, man. Kids don't want to do nothing no more. They just want to stay inside and do what all day? Play what? Video games, man. That's all they want to do, man. Yeah, I know it was like when my son was like 16, 17, he wanted one of those PlayStation 4s. Is that what they're called? PlayStation 4s?
One of the numbers.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 of them now, yeah. Yeah, I want a PlayStation 4, I want a PlayStation 4. So I went out and tricked him, man. I went out and got him an Atari 2600. Yeah! Where's my Atari heads in here, man? Woo, man. Okay, Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man for you guys?
Pac-Man!
Pac-Man, okay. Centipede?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Any of y'all games, y'all can call them out. Hey, we live.
Space Invaders.
Good stuff. Oh man, asteroids. Oh, that was good stuff too, man. Pong. Yes. Those were the good old days, man. We didn't even care about graphics back then, right? It was just about having a good time, you know? I remember I played basketball and the hoop was just like a stick with a line going through it. And the sound effect was doinka, 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 doinka. Like, who's that guy? I want his job. Doinka, 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 doinka. Those were the good old days. Heck, the ball wasn't even round. It was square. Y'all remember? We didn't even care, man, you know? Now kids, it's all about high definition, graphics. You know, they got those Grand Theft Auto games, man, where I can't even say all of that because I'm trying to do a clean tape. But you can get the girl, man, and, you know, go to the van and all that stuff. I'm just going to cut that at the knees. That's a lot going on in there. Nuts, man. Kids don't want to do nothing no more, man. They just want to just play video games all day. We had to physically go outside and play, man. You remember that? Man, we remember freeze tag? Wasn't that fun? Freeze tag, man, wasn't that? Man, like you run to the base before your friends freeze you. Remember that? Like you didn't get me. I got the base before you got it. You ever been frozen in the wrong place though, like when you was a kid? Like in the middle of the street? With traffic? Okay, just me. All right. Somebody freeze me! Help! Those were the good old days, man. Oh, man. I love talking about kids because actually before I was a stand-up comedian, I used to be a very important person. Hold your applause, please. I used to be a bus driver's assistant. Yeah. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. Give me the Oprah style right there. Hit me that right there. It was crazy, man. Yeah, because you got to watch all those kids at once, right? So the bus driver could focus on driving, man. So my job was to do the same as yours. So let me get into character, because I know you had some, a character that you probably used to do too, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you deserve a bus driver's medal of honor. Let me get into character real quick. Just give me a second here, and I'll show you what I used to do. I wouldn't speak for like 2 whole days, and all I would do was just write. Which is now my joke pad. I would just write on a pad like this, and just watch what they were doing. So let me get into character. Give me 1 second. Meet to the bus driver. Second day, they're going nuts. Did you make your last stop yet? Yes, I did. When I am talking, no one else talks, please. When I am talking, no one else talks, please. My name is Mr. Dixie. We got a few rules we're going to go over. Rule number 1, you make sure you stay in your seat. Rule number 2, you make sure you keep your feet out of the aisle. I do not like feet in the aisle. That is one of my pet peeves. You do not do that. And rule number 3, if you bother anybody else on this bus, you're going to have a problem with me. Now see how quiet y'all got as adults? I had like 30 kids cry that day and the other 30 pissed their pants. My name is Jason Dixie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, Jason, hang on 1 second here. Let's talk for just a second. Tell us about any upcoming gigs you might have that you might want to share with us, or any merch or any website, anything like that you got going on.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that, Jeff. So I have jasondixie.com. That's Dixie just like the cups or the plates. You get them at Walmart. You probably use the plates all the time. You probably don't even think about it, but now you will. Be like, oh, yeah, that Dixie guy, yeah. Yeah, Jason Dixie, just like the cups. Dixie, yeah. And you can go there, www.jasondixie.com. I did have some gigs, but got canceled because of COVID. I actually was doing Norwegian cruise ships, but hoping to get back there soon. So prayers up for that. And I do have a movie streaming right now that I have a small part. I play a sheriff in it, and it's called The Shade Shepherd. You can stream that on all major platforms. So I would appreciate that because... I actually may get a small little cut of money out of that, so I appreciate that.
All right, everybody, give it up for Jason Dixie. How about that? Thank you, Jason. All right, well, the next comic was here on the very first show, and he's come back. And he's a native of the Detroit area, Mark has been making audiences laugh since 1986. With over 7,000 shows under his belt, he's traveled from coast to coast and everywhere in between. He's been seen on Comedy Central, ABC, Comcast, and has 2 CDs have been featured on Sirius XM. He's also made multiple appearances on The Bob and Tom Show. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mark Knope!
Well, hello, Wasion. How many of y'all were here a month ago? We did our first show. Shit. Thank you. Good night. Well, just in case, I wore different eyeglasses and different shirt in case one of you folks who were here a month ago maybe did some edibles on the way over. And you're like going, oh, shit, this is a flashback. I think it's the same dude. Nope. Same dude, different shirt, different glasses. Here we are. So, cool to be here at the Man Cave Comedy Hour. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, Jeff Lamb, everyone. Yeah. Some of you last month probably remember mentioning, or myself mentioning, the first 7 months of COVID, I dropped 75 pounds, and pretty stoked about that. But just recently, I was online, and I was Googling around, just as we will do, and found out that losing 75 pounds was good, and it kind of sucked. Good, because I found, yes, okay, lost 75 pounds. I feel better. I'm healthier. My knees feel better. Kind of bad, kind of sucky, because I found out that I only went from, on the chart, morbidly obese to just regular obese. God, that blows. I gotta lose 30 pounds just to be overweight. Oh, man. What else I want to share with you that I didn't get to last month was one of the things was I had knee surgery not too terribly long ago. Share it with you guys. I don't know if any of you guys have been through anything like that before or not, but somebody right there at this table, right? Yeah, not fun at all. I'll tell you what happened for me. I was in Louisville, Kentucky, and stairs plus ice equaled, shit, does that hurt? Yeah. Oh, I tripped, went down 7 granite steps on the way down to the sidewalk down below. I know there was 7 because my head counted them all the way down. I know there were 7. Bam, bam. 7, and that hurt. I tore the patellar tendon in my right knee. Yes. 4 days later, I had surgery, but followed by 8 weeks of semi and complete immobilization of my knee, followed by another 8 weeks of oh boy, PT. Yeah, everybody's saying it. PT, physical therapy, or PT, pain and torture. By applause tonight, how many folks here in Wasion have been through physical therapy at one point or another? Nice Uniontown apparently here. Yeah. Guys, I hurt my finger. Oh, we get 2 weeks off. Here you go. There you go. Get out of here. I had no idea what to expect. I'd never been through physical therapy before in my entire life. And when the doctor prescribed the physical therapy, I was on the real good pain medication. So the only word that came out of his mouth that made any sense to me was the word therapy. And I'm thinking, cool, we're gonna make leather wallets together, clay pottery ashtrays. Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch. Will I lonely? Stop me, you guys, for crying out loud. Do you know how much crappy AM radio I had to listen to get that song up in this melon? A lot. Oh, people. And I had no idea what to expect. I'd never been through physical therapy before in my entire life. And in fact, the very first day I show up and I meet my therapist, she is dressed completely in black leather from head to toe. Yeah! Testify, sister. Bong bong. Wow, I was about ready to wrap up right there. Thank you, good night. No, I'm not kidding you. I show up, she's got black leather mask, a little whip in this hand. She was like, bow down before Lady Doris. I was like, screw me. She was like, no, you chose the bronze plan, so no screwing involved in this program. It's as political as I get, kids. Little Obamacare action there for you. Because it's affordable. Oh, people. I mean, it was like, she was like, on this table in front of me, this would be a good exercise for you. And never in my lifetime did I ever imagine an exercise that would benefit me where my own nose ends up 2 inches from my own sphincter. That's the butt. I mean, I crawled and shimmied over to the corner of the room, and I was grabbing my knee, and I'm crying and whimpering like a little fifth grader who had his favorite toy taken at recess, and I'm just like, is this good for my knee? Knee? She's like, no. But I did stay at the Holiday Inn Express last night, and the dismount. Joke is over. Oh, finally get started. I can walk again. I can, no more crutches, got rid of the wheelchair. No more crutches or cane. Finally got to start riding my mountain bike about 8-10 months ago. Wow, you guys really don't give a shit about me as a human being at all, do you? You guys got real quiet, just kind of like, okay, you were funny there for a couple minutes, but now you're kind of getting creepy. Really don't want to read your whole health dossier there, pal. It's okay. But no, I just starting to get a chance to play golf again about 5-6 months ago. Yeah. Got a golfer in the crowd. Yeah, all right, one guy. All right, nobody else, just one. Jeff didn't want to be left out back there.
Hey, just Juan.
Just, Juan? Is that your name, Juan?
No, Kyle.
Kyle. So I'm not sure where the Juan joke comes from, but apparently he's a fan of the tequila, Juan. And that's a shout out to Ron White there, and it's tequila. So, so you're a golfer, my friend.
Yes.
Are you a good golfer?
Yeah.
No, there's only 2 answers to that question, okay? Are you a good golfer? Yes, I'm good. No, I suck. I'm good. I suck good. What'll it be?
How much I've had a drink.
Yeah, no. See, we got the laugh. We just need to move on, okay? This guy's trying to filibuster on the floor of the comedy room here. It's like, I believe I've had way too much to drink. What's your name, my friend?
Kyle.
Kyle. It was Kyle. Kyle Juan. Okay. All right. Rock on. Yeah, Juan Kyle. That's too cool. How long have you been playing golf?
About 2 years.
2 years. Wow, you must be tired. 3 or 4 hours, I'm done for the day. Old Juan Kyle. Well, give me a number. What do you shoot? Give me a score.
44.
What? Just out of the clear blue. 44. Couldn't have been 50. Couldn't have been 40. 44. 44. That's actually not bad golfing, my friend. No, it isn't. It really isn't. That windmill hole's a bitch, though, isn't it? Isn't it, Kyle? That windmill hole will get you. I love the people in the back are staring at me right now. They're kind of like, holy shit, they put big windmills on real golf courses? Son of a bitch. We never seen them from the road. And you won't. That's why we take those little carts back in the weeds, huh? We're looking for the windmill. No. Windmill, what am I talking about? Putt-putt golf, right?
Yeah.
Putt-putt, they call it most places. Putt-putt. Some parts of the country call it miniature golf, mini golf, magic golf. Actually, a place in Toledo, Ohio, that calls it par 2. Dicks. It's so stupid. Yeah, par 2. What'd you get on that? Par 2.
2.
What'd you get, birdie? No, hole in 1. I guess I did. Kyle.
Yeah.
It's actually because of putt-putt golf I can't go back to Omaha, Nebraska for 3 more years. I'll tell you what happened. I was in Omaha doing a gig. First day in town, I had to go do a promo at the radio station, promote the shows. Me and the other comedian. We go to the radio station. Everything rocks. We had a great time, do the interview. On the way back to the hotel, instead of going directly back to the hotel, as we should have, in retrospect, we decided to go kill an hour and go play putt-putt golf. And we did. We get to like the 5th hole, and we're getting ready to tee off, okay? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Tee off's probably the wrong word for putt-putt. Yeah. Piss off the owner, I think. There goes another one. My buddy's sitting there. We got a whole bucket of them sons of guns, right? They're all yellow. No, you wouldn't tee off. You hit the ball with a little mat. You just mat off. But anyway, I'm getting ready to hit the ball in the fifth hole, off the ground, we'll call it. And just before I do, I glance over my shoulder. There's a double height chain link fence. Top half is completely covered in a sign, and the sign reads, "Put it in the clown's mouth." And I was like, oh man.
Winner!
They don't want you to do that. I found out when the clown moved. Oh, he jumped people about 1 full second before I did. Apparently the Shrine Circus was visiting Omaha the exact same weekend I was. Who knew? Boy, that got weird real quick. And the other comedian kept chasing after me. Hey, what's par on that clown? I'm like, screw it, doesn't matter. Got a hole in one. Let's move it along. Quickly, before those midgets want to play through. It was cool, though. Cops got called. It got really weird. Thankfully, Bobo decided not to press charges, which kept me off that list. Oh, come on, enough of you guys watch SVU. You know the list I'm talking about. Which I guess now that makes me, an unregistered sex offender. Oh, man. That was a close one, though. That was a close one. I know earlier tonight, before the show started, I had a couple folks here that had been here last month, and they were like, ooh, do more songs and do more stuff and more impressions. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I thought, hey, this past year I celebrated my 35-year anniversary doing stand-up. So I'll go way back 30-some years to a bit that I wrote way long time ago. If you guys will help me out, because back in the 80s, it seemed like every comedian out there had a rap song. So if you guys make a beat for me, this is my rap song by Rocky Balboa. Here we go. Name's Balboa, fighting's my game. My wife, yo Adrian, you know her name. She got a brother named Paulie, what a pain in the ass. New shoes, new clothes, try to give him some class. Juka, yo. Absolutely. Yo. Absolutely. Yo. Absolutely. Now I fought the best, admitted it's true. Apollo Creed, Clubber Lang, and Drago 2. You seen Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ain't it amazing that I'm still alive? Yo, absolutely. Yo, absolutely. Yo, absolutely. Word to my mother, I love her fettuccine. Yo, Adrian, my whole lifetime queenie. Yeah. Well, how's it go now? Balboa. You guys are so fun, easy to please.
Yes.
So that's the kind, you don't miss a show, folks, so you'll miss some of the old stuff we dust off. You never know. You just never, ever know. Oh, people. Talking about golf a minute ago, Kyle, though. Having a flashback here. You say you've been playing 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I've been playing way since before you were born. Ooh. And you're shooting 44?
Yeah.
You'd probably be spotting me some strokes. I'm not very good.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you all day.
You would have to.
I will.
Yes. Bad knees and all. But I have fun. I love the game. But I think because I've been playing many, many years, and I've never gotten very, very good, I finally figured out how the guy who invented the game of golf came up with this weird name for this game we play. Think about it. It's a weird name, isn't it? Golf. I think it went like this. Good. Over. Left. Sometimes I don't even have to finish the joke. It gets finished on my behalf. And that's also how I smoke out the other golfers. Kyle raised his hand. Apparently you did not. But as soon as you finish the joke, I'm going like, I think someone hung your butt out to dry earlier, my friend. I think they did. Probably one of my favorite golf partners of all time was my dad. I played with my mom and dad quite frequently. Loved my mom, loved my dad. My dad was my best friend in the whole world. And I'm going to close with this for you guys tonight. I spent a lot of time with my dad, especially the last, several years of his life. And he was a firefighter in my hometown. And thank you. Yeah, that was a cool thing, man. Especially when you're a kid, and you get to tell your friends, hey, my dad's a fireman, So, but this last 15, 20 years of his life, his hearing got considerably bad, worse and worse. And he spent a lot of money on hearing aids. He went to the audiology department at the hospital to get tested to get hearing aids, not just go to some corner place that he found in the back of the newspaper. So he spent some dough, and he had to keep going back, get him recalibrated, get him retuned. Never got the satisfaction he wanted. Finally, about 2-3 years before he passed away, one day he walked up to me. I was at his house. He took the case, and they were in the case. They almost looked like a little ring case. He clapped them together, put them in the cupboard. He goes, "That's where they're staying. I'm not going to use them anymore." He goes, "If people want to talk to me, they can get my attention. They'll say, I'll just go, huh? Charlie, huh? Charlie, what?" And that's cool if you're not around my dad a lot. It's a slight inconvenience. I was with my dad all the time. So I had to come up with a way to get my dad's attention. So what I would do is I would ask him a nonsensical, amusing question to myself, get his attention, and then we'd converse and do what we had to do, go about our business, till it backfired. Went fine for about 6 or 8 months. And then one day I'm in his living room. We're sitting in a couple of lazy boy chairs about 8 feet apart from each other, right? I knew he just put his car in the shop earlier that week. So I say to my dad, "Hey, Pop, do the Golden Girls still give you a boner?" He turns and looks at me and goes, "Huh?" I said, "The guys at Earl's, did they give you a loner?" My dad just shook his head, went back to his crossword. Under his breath, I heard him say, "Only Betty White." I'm Mark Knope, you guys. Thank you so very much.
How about it for Mark Knope? Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, I want to remind everybody, too, be sure you share this stuff. We want to get the word out about these comics. Mark, any gigs coming up? Anything you need to promote here tonight?
Absolutely. I always have something to push.
You are one working guy.
I am. And thanks again to everybody that came out tonight, by the way. I want to say that. And as long as you guys keep supporting us, we're going to keep doing the show at least once a month. So, yeah. So I'll promote that. And also the 28th of January, coming up in just a couple of weeks, I have a show at the Southgate Eagles in Southgate, Michigan. I'm pretty stoked about that. And part of the reason I'm stoked about, it's downriver, and it's right next door to my hometown. So hopefully I have a few extra folks come out to see me that I grew up with. And I'm also going to be performing on that show with Tanya Murray and my buddy Sean Paravente. It's going to be an awesome show. So thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Knope. Unbelievable. Thank you, Mark. That was just dandy. Well, I got to reach up here. Oh, no, you don't have to look. I just had to reach for a little button. By the way, this chair is going to kill me. I'm sure of it. Have you seen the ad for the rollerblade wheels? Yeah, I got those for this thing, and every time I get up, all I got to do is touch this, and it's in Cleveland. This chair just takes off. And one of these times, I'm going to sit down and just disappear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's a caffeinated voice of reason. He's edgy, he's angry, he's honest, he's hilarious. In his 29 years as a performer, he's had the privilege of cooking all over the place here. Let's see where he's been. He's been sharing the stage with legends such as Joan Rivers, Chris Rock, Kevin James, Dave Attell, Jim Brewer, Christopher Titus, and Tom Green. Ladies and gentlemen, he's made television appearances on HBO, NBC, and Comedy Central. He's just a regular on Sirius XM satellite. He's also appeared nationally. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. How about it for Mr. Steve Sabo? Yeah.
All right. What's up, Wasion? That was nice. That intro is longer than my whole set. That's kind of Fabulous. It's good to be here at the Man Cave. Tell you guys about this. I just got back from Vegas. Thank you, 3 people. That's nice. I like Vegas. I go to Vegas about once a year. I'm not a big gambler, but I do like to people watch. That's kind of my thing. I like watching those street performers. I think that's always fun. My last day there, I spent 20 minutes watching this contortionist act until I finally figured out it was actually a crackhead trying to take off a backpack. I still gave him $1. It was a pretty good show. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Travel all the time. I like watching those highway signs when I'm traveling. I always think that's kind of fun, right? Like I see this one sign. I've only seen it in 2 states. I've seen it in Nebraska and Indiana. It's a picture of a thumbs up with a circle and a line through it. Now what it means is no hitchhiking. But that's not what I thought of. First thing I thought of I saw that sign was, man, this town really hates Happy Days. What did Henry Winkler do to get banned from an entire state, right? I'm gonna have to Google that stuff. A lot of times when you're driving on the highway, you see all those signs that show the pictures of all the animals that you're likely to hit while you're driving down the road. That's a little bit morbid, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of creepy. I was out in Oregon this one time. In the span of a 20-minute period, I saw a deer crossing sign, an elk crossing sign, and a moose crossing sign. They don't need 3 separate signs. They just have one picture of me crapping my pants, because that's exactly what's going to happen if any one of those things runs out in front of my car at 70 miles an hour. I'll tell you guys that. But I've been lucky, because I've never hit anything my entire life until last year. I hit a raccoon. Yeah, didn't see the sign. I know. Nobody cares when you hit a raccoon, right? You hit a deer, you hit a moose, people are like, oh my God, are you okay? You hit a raccoon, they're like, oh my God, are you a crybaby? Who cares? It's just a raccoon. I care. Because I drive a Honda. Oh, it caused a lot of damage to my car. It caused $1,500 worth of damage. Took off my grill, took off my bumper. I was not happy. Did some research. I don't know if you guys knew this. Raccoons can get to be pretty darn big. Raccoons can get to be up to 75 pounds. What? Right? 75 pounds is huge. 75 pounds. That's like an Ohio 3rd grader. It's huge. It caused so much damage to my car. Nobody believed it was a raccoon. Even the guy fixing it was giving me crap about it. Like, sure it was a raccoon? Yeah, pretty sure it was a raccoon. I know what a raccoon looks like. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. It's either a raccoon or a really fat squirrel wearing a Lone Ranger mask, but my money's on raccoon. It's ridiculous, man. I do travel all the time. I'm always on the road. It's expensive traveling all the time. So I try to look for bargains, especially when it comes to hotels. And as a result, I have some advice to pass on to you guys. If you're trying to do some traveling, we're trying to save a few dollars, yeah. The lower the number on the motel sign, the crappier the motel. Think about that, right? You got the Hilton, you got the Radisson, there's no number attached. Those are pretty good hotels. Big drop below that, you got the Super 8. Big drop below that, you got the Motel 6. Mm-hmm. The other day I stayed at a Budget 3. Yeah, they don't leave the light on for you, but you'll have a chalk outline when you walk through the door. That's always fun. Also, the room number. It's a good reflection how good a hotel's going to be. If you're staying in room 1106, probably a pretty good hotel. It has at least 11 floors. You're staying in room 6, you might want to sleep with your clothes on. Especially they hand you a key. You know what I mean? Like one of those metal keys. Yeah. They're always attached to something like a wrench or a spare tire. Like, I don't think I should be staying at this hotel. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I prefer those metal keys to those plastic keys. Don't you hate those plastic keys? They never work right. And it's always awkward. I'll be honest with you guys. It's always awkward because I'm always checking in alone. And each time they ask you that same question. How many keys do you need? How many keys do I need? 40. That's what I need. Yeah. I like to keep a separate key in every pocket, every pair of pants I brought in this trip. That's what I like to do. You know what I like to do? I like to drive down the road, throw them out my car window, pretend I'm in a Mardi Gras parade. You know what I really like to do? I like to go to the club and make it rain. Tell you what I'm not going to stay at anymore. Not going to stay at any of those bed and breakfasts. You like bed and breakfasts? Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys have had a good experience at a bed and breakfast. I have never had a good experience at a bed and breakfast. Ever in my entire life. I had a girl call me up on the phone a couple weeks ago. I was doing a show in Vermont. She calls me up and she goes, hey, I know you guys were expecting to stay at a hotel this week, but instead, we decided to put you up at the bed and breakfast next to the club. She said, we decided to treat you guys and put you up at the bed and breakfast next to the club. She had the audacity to use the words treat you guys and bed and breakfast in the same sentence. And like I said, maybe some of you guys have had a good experience at a bed and breakfast. But every time I've walked into a bed and breakfast, it always feels like I'm walking into some Scooby-Doo haunted funhouse place. Right? Some building that should have been condemned years ago. Where there's just a bunch of stuff in there that nobody threw away for some reason. You don't want to move anything because you're afraid you're going to find a body, and there's quilts in every single room, and the walls are paper thin, and that's the creepiest part about it. Because you hear everything that's going on next door. And people go there on their honeymoons. And let me repeat, you hear everything that's going on next door. You can hear if they're fighting, or they're getting along, or they're really getting along. You know what I mean? Then you gotta see those same people for breakfast the next day? Oh. No, I don't want the salt. I don't want to make eye contact right now. What am I doing here?
No.
Oh. Every time I'm on the road, somebody always asks me, they always want to know what hotel I'm staying at. That's always a weird question to ask somebody, right? Like, why? Why do they care, right? What hotel are you bringing me a fruit basket? Why do you care? I figured it out, finally. Because they want to tell you where you should have stayed instead. Every single time. It's the weirdest thing. Where are you staying? Oh, I'm at the La Quinta down the road. Oh! You should have stayed at the Crown Plaza. That's a much better hotel. I'm like, you seem to think I had a choice in the matter. Right? I'm not sure you recognize this or not, but I'm playing at a Giggle Hut for 12 people on a Thursday night. I'm not making Crown Plaza kind of money. Yeah, but the hotel you're staying at, somebody died at last week. Yeah, that's probably how I got it for $18 a room. Mind your business, right? I don't care about a few dead bodies. I live in Toledo, you know? I do. I actually do live in Toledo. That's not a joke. I live just down the road in Toledo. I actually live in a kind of, is it that way? I don't know, whatever direction it is. I'm not very good with directions. That one. I'm not sure why that was exciting, but all right.
We were not either.
All right. I live in actually a kind of a shady part of Toledo, which is known as Toledo, if you've ever been. Yeah, it's not good. I live in a basement apartment. Yeah, but they don't call it a basement apartment. They call it garden level. Right? Like that's fooling anybody. Yeah, apparently they call it garden level because shallow grave wouldn't look so good in a brochure. But I'll probably die there. There's a good chance of that, I think. I do live alone. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. By choice, by the way. I don't have any kids by choice. Yes. Because I've never met anybody with a child who ever told me a story about that child that made me want to have one of my own. Have you? Like I never heard a story where they go, and that's when we developed an app that detects cancer 6 months before it starts to metastasize. I've never heard anything like that. But I have heard, and that's when he set his parole officer on fire. We're probably going to have to move. Again, yeah, I like that. I'm not the most manly man. I don't know if you guys caught on to that or not. I really wish that wasn't one of the bigger laughs I've gotten, but all right, that's fine. I'm like, I'm a man, But I'm looking out at you guys, and I can see there's some more manly men out here, guys with beards and probably wear camouflage underwear. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. I'm not going to have the ability to hunt and kill my own food if it comes down to it. But I'm still a man. Like, I have some manly qualities. Like, for example, let's say I leave here on my way back to Toledo, and I get a flat tire. I can call somebody to fix that tire. I do know how phones work. I got to get back into shape. That's something I got to do. I mean, I should probably clarify that. I'm in shape. I'm in a shape. I'm just not in the shape I want to be in. That's the problem. You know, I did join a gym. I went to a gym. I found once. I don't think I'm going back. I'll be honest with you guys. Did not have a good experience. They gave me a personal trainer. One free session with a personal trainer. Yeah, this guy was a piece of work. Yeah. Shows up with a clipboard, asking me all kinds of questions I couldn't possibly have the answers to. Question number 1, what are your fitness goals? I just got here. I don't have any fitness goals. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'd like to run up a flight of stairs without feeling like I'm having a heart attack. That'd be kind of nice, right? I'd like to be able to open a jar of pickles, without having to take a nap afterwards. That'd be fun. I don't know. I don't want to have to bench press a truck. I just want to look better naked, all right? How many sit-ups is that? How many push-ups is that? Let's work this out. This guy had no sense of humor. No. Is you gonna take this seriously? No, I'm not. You're a grown man wearing yoga pants. I don't think anything you say seriously. Now here's a quick aside. I love yoga pants on women because yoga pants show everything. I hate yoga pants on men. They show everything. Yeah, you get the neck and the giblets. You get the whole thing, and it's not that I was checking them out. I wasn't, but it's in my peripheral vision. So I see it stack up to the eyes like a man. It just kept happening. It was like, But they had narcolepsy in the middle of the gym. Can't get my pump on with that going on. It's not good. So I travel all the time. I play a lot of these really small town shows. I do a lot of those shows. Shows you gotta take a really small side road to get to. Where you park your car, you start hearing that banjo music, you get back in and you drive home. I'm not even taking any chances on that kind of stuff. I was doing a show in a town called Springview, Nebraska, because my career is on fire. Springview, Nebraska is a tiny town. Population, 200 people. That's a small town. To give you a better perspective as to exactly how small that town is, this year in their high school graduating class, they have 8 students. That's true. Do you know what that means? That means you could actually graduate in the bottom of your class and still graduate in the top 10, right? That's not good. Not good. Worst student they've ever had. Top 10. But I did a show in this town. 14 people came out to that show, which sounds like a terrible turnout, but really, that's 7% of their population. That's not too bad. Of those 14 people, 4 of them had tattoos. All 4 of those tattoos were dragons, which I thought was really weird until I thought about it. They probably only have one tattoo artist in town, and all he can draw is dragons. People walking into a shop, they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting like some sort of a tribal thing on my arm. Can you do that? I go, as long as it looks like a dragon, heck yeah, I can. What about getting like my kids' names? Can you do that one? Well, I sure hope their names are Puff and Nessie, because it's going to look like a dragon. Now, I personally don't have any tattoos, personally. I'm not against tattoos. In fact, I think some tattoos are awesome. In fact, I think bad tattoos are way better than good tattoos, don't you? Because nothing makes me feel better about my life than seeing somebody with a bad tattoo. I just look over and go, man, I've made a lot of mistakes. But I didn't do that. Look at that guy. He's got a koi fish on his face. That's forever. Tell the tattoos I never really got behind was those neck tattoos. I don't know if anybody's got one of those. Those are the ones that they've always creeped me out. I don't know why. Like 10 years ago, if somebody had a neck tattoo, you knew they just got out of prison. But nowadays, you see somebody with a neck tattoo, they might be a preschool teacher. Like, you don't know. Everybody's getting them nowadays. But 10 years ago, man, I did a show. They weren't that common then. There's a guy sitting in my front row. He had a neck tattoo. It was a Chinese symbol on the side of his neck. So I asked him, I go, oh, what does it even mean? He goes, oh, it means luck. Oh, like good luck? He's like, nah, just luck. Oh. Well, you should probably add to that then. Because what it should say is good luck trying to get a job with a neck tattoo. That's what you should say. Glad you guys laughed at it. Some people think that's mean. I don't know. I don't know what's mean or not mean anymore. I don't. People have gotten so sensitive nowadays that it drives me crazy. I just be me, and sometimes people can't take it. That's just the way it is. You know, like here's a good example. A buddy of mine called me up for dinner the other day. Got mad at me. He calls me up for dinner, and he goes, "Hey man, you should come over for dinner tomorrow. We're having eggplant parmesan." I said, "Oh, I appreciate the offer, but I don't like eggplant." He goes, "Oh, but you haven't had my eggplant." I said, "Oh, does your eggplant have eggplant in it? Because if it does, I don't like it." I felt like I led with that at the beginning of the conversation. Now he's mad at me, and I'm just being honest. But let's be honest about this. Sometimes a little too much honesty can be hurtful. I was at the airport a couple weeks ago. I thought I got recognized. And it happens from time to time. I've done enough things that occasionally people might recognize me. So he comes running up to me in the airport. He goes, "Hey, man, are you a comedian?" I was like, "I actually am a comedian, yes." He's like, "Good, because you look like a less fat Kevin James." Oh. Yeah, not a thin Kevin James. Not an in-shape Kevin James. A less fat, like he wanted to make sure that I knew that he still thought I was fat. Just not quite as fat as this other fat guy that he knows, right? His buddy starts arguing with him. He's like, no, he looks like a younger John Lovitz. That's not any better. Somebody else said I looked like Joe from Impractical Jokers. I'm like, that's great. I look like every creepy person on television. That's great. I had to get out of there before I started bringing up Steve Buscemi. Like, that's the next one on the list. I can't take that. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. But I don't know. I get mad sometimes myself. Sometimes I get mad over stupid things. Like going to the grocery store. Used to be easy. You remember that? Remember when going to the grocery store was easy? Back when they had employees? Nobody works there anymore. Every time you go now, you got to do those self-checkouts, which is fine. You know, I'm intelligent enough to work it out. But for some reason, I always seem to get behind that guy that apparently just got unfrozen from a block of ice earlier that afternoon. Has absolutely no idea how technology works. And it usually goes okay for a while until it gets to the produce. Yeah. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's only 2 ways to look up the produce. You can type in the name or look it up by picture. That's great. This guy can't spell banana, but he's going to be able to pick a kumquat out of a lineup. This is my nightmare. I don't like those things. I don't, man. I don't like how impatient they seem to be. You know, it's like the moment you ring something up, they start demanding that you put it in the baggage area. And it's like, beep, place your item. Yeah, I'm just going to open it. Beep, place your... Okay, I'll get to it. Sometimes they seem to have an attitude, too, if you notice that part. Yeah, like they think you're lying to them. That's why place your peaches in the baggage area. Yeah, they're peaches. Do you want to check the footage? Do you think I'm trying to steal your peaches, Kroger? What's going on? Walmart, Kroger, wherever you shop, it doesn't really matter. But I'll tell you guys this, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are laughing. I'm glad we're having live comedy everywhere again. Because I get myself into trouble all the time. I'll tell you guys this. I don't know what my problem is. I say dumb things all the time. You guys getting that kind of thing? I'll give you an example. I'm probably not allowed to ever play this casino in California again over a complete misunderstanding. And I'll explain the story. What you have to understand, again, I told you I live in Toledo. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drive to Detroit, jump on an airplane, go to Atlanta, jump on another airplane, get in a car, drive all the way up a coastline, right? 7 hours from Los Angeles to this casino, only to get there 45 minutes before the show's supposed to start. Run upstairs, take a quick shower, run down to the showroom, only to find out that they're going to delay the show for an hour because there's a basketball game on. Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Golden State Warriors. It's a big deal. There's about 500 people crammed into this giant showroom. They're going absolutely crazy. It's like the most excitement you would ever see. Basketball game ends and everybody leaves. There's like maybe 6 people left in the room, all passed out at their tables. Nobody wants comedy. And that's when the manager comes up to me and he goes, "Okay, you guys can start." There's nobody here. So my opening act goes up. And they hate him. They absolutely hate him. Like, in fact, they hate him so much that when I go up, they hate me. Just because I'm somewhat associated with that guy. And one of the things you guys have to understand is that when you're doing comedy and you're not doing well and you're not getting a lot of laughs, like, you can burn through material really, really fast. Like, I went through an hour's worth of material in 35 minutes, but I still was contractually obligated to fill that hour. So I did my whole set. Then I started doing a little crowd work, talking back and forth with people in the audience, having a little banter, kind of fun. Me and this one girl went back and forth for a little while. Then at the very end, I said, "Hey, stick around after the show. There's going to be a band." And some guy yells out from the back and goes, "Are you going to be there?" I go, "No, I'll probably be in my room killing myself. You're welcome to join me, but you'll probably have more fun with the band." Clearly a joke. The next day, I get a call from the booking agent, right? And he goes, "Hey, man, what happened at the show last night?" I go, "I don't know. What'd you hear?" He goes, "Well, what I heard is you ran out of material, got into a fight with some girl, then threatened to kill yourself and take everybody with you." I'm like, "What?" I guess that's one way to look at it. All right, I got to go, you guys. Thank you guys very much for having me.
All right, let's hear it right here. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Okay, now I can't get that camera to work. I'll just talk to you here this way.
All right.
I know that you've got some books and some stuff for sale up at the back. There you go. You just showed up on the screen. There he is. See, just
gotta love technology, right? That's how that works.
Unbelievable. Wish I knew a dirty word. But
Yeah.
anyway.
During the whole the COVID thing, when everything shut down, I just started to start writing. Here's what happened with me: is that I decided to turn lemons into lemonade, basically. And what happened was I had an idea for a novel in my head for about 10 years. Never had time to write it because I'm always on the road. But then all of a sudden I had nothing but time, so I sat down and I started writing. And I said, I'm going to write every single day until I either have a novel or COVID's over. COVID's still not over, but I do have a novel. It's called Jester's Run. And it's about a stand-up comic who goes on the road, hooks up with some girl, catches a horrible disease. I want to clarify, this is not an autobiography.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's a work of fiction. But he almost starts a brand new pandemic. There's a big to-do going on. These governing agents are trying to chase him down, trying to cure him, and all these different types of things. And it's a real fun book. It's got action, adventure. It's got sex. It's got comedy. It's a really fun book. I also wrote a second book called How to Fail at Stand-Up Comedy.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah,
kind of an autobiography. Yeah. There's a lot of books out there that tell people how to start a career in comedy, but there's no books out there until now that tell you all the mistakes you're going to make along the way. So that's what I did. I contacted all these booking agents, all these other comedians, all these other people I knew, asked them what's one thing that somebody could do that would make you never want to work with this person again, compiled it into this book. It's part, I call it like part instruction manual, part memoir, part cautionary tale. So that's kind of a fun one. And my newest book just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's called Kayla's Gone. It's about a woman who comes home from work to find that her daughter's missing. 14-year-old daughter, gone, vanished without a trace. And the whole book, she's trying to figure out what happened to her. She doesn't know, she got kidnapped or she ran away. And as she delves into her life, into her daughter's life, to try to figure out what happened, she finds out her daughter was living a completely different existence than she ever believed. And it's all about the secrets that kids keep from their families and their friends. And it's a lot of fun going on. It's that's more of a mystery, action, adventure, mystery stuff. But I have all 3 books. I don't know if we have any readers here in the audience or readers at home, but you can get the books online on my website, which is stevesabo.com. They're also available on Amazon. And for the people in the audience here, I am selling them tonight. See me in the back. I'll have some over there. So.
All right. And just for the record, I can't read or write, but I can trace. All right. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
yes.
guys.
And thank you at home for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the program. We'll be back next month, the second Thursday of the month. Thank you, everybody that came out tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. Unbelievable. How about this crowd tonight? Look at the size of this room. Good night, everybody. Thanks.